I just finished this book called Out There, and I love space, and it's really cool learning about it. It's not always the easiest to learn about things and concepts about space because it's so scientific and technical and a lot of jargon that I just don't really know and understand. So it's sometimes kind of difficult to read some of the books like that. But this book what I really liked about it was how easy it was to read and how engaging it was. See the cover. It's the science behind film and TV. The book dives in and asks a lot of questions about could this really happen in real life? Things from sci-fi movies and TV. And it's really cool to think about and really interesting to think if some of those concepts from the movies can actually be explored in real life and whether or not they could work. And what I found actually most interesting though was sometimes the movies and TVs influence real life space exploration, and astronauts or NASA try out different things from the movies to see if they would actually work. It's really cool to see that movies and TV can actually influence the space exploration, which I wouldn't have guessed. I would have thought it was completely the other way around, but I guess you just had to be so creative because it's such an unknown part of the universe and galaxy, and just space is so endless. There's so many possibilities that we just don't know, and the movies and TV have to take a lot of creative pathways to get to the stories they want to tell and be able to kind of travel and do different things in space that we can't exactly do. So they have to take a lot of creative jumps. But that actually really helps. That can help influence things for real life. Each chapter asks a question and then has experts and scientists answer the questions with basically in an interview type style with Ariel Waldman, who's the author of this book. The book takes an interview type of style with her posing the question, talking about it a little bit, and then interviewing different scientists and experts about the possibilities from movies and TV. I love movies and TV shows, so it was really cool to see a lot of references to movies and TV that I have seen before. Some of my favorite movies are space type movies, such as Interstellar and Arrival. So it was awesome to see these references and understand them and then visualize it into the concepts that the author is trying to ask. And it's done in a way that is so easy to read and get through this book. It's so much easier to read this book than other books about space that I have either read or tried to read. There's not as much jargon, there's not as much scientific jargon, and not as much technical stuff going on. It's a lot more relatable to just a normal person who isn't a scientist, essentially. And for all those reasons, I would give this book a 5 out of 5 star, and I would definitely recommend it if you are interested in sci-fi, if you're interested in space, if you're interested in space exploration, anything like that, in that type of realm. I really like movies like Arrival and Interstellar, like I said, and this would be a perfect book for you if you're into those type of movies. Even if you're just interested a little bit in space, I would try to give it a go because the chapters are pretty short. You could probably honestly read just a couple chapters throughout the book. It doesn't need to be read sequential or anything like that, because each chapter is its own and poses its own questions and doesn't exactly build from the last chapter. They're its own little segment. And with that, I'll see you at the next review.